Going to hide my emotions, Zach. I literally just said to you, let's get through this because my heart's still jaded as I, try to get the old Twitter machine out here to, retweet us to, because everyone wants to hear me complain about the Super Bowl. All right, no, we're putting a happy face on. Let's get the camera rolling. Let's do it. All right, it is Thursday, February 4th. Welcome, everyone, to Living Room Sports Talk. Cameron McCauley. We've got the great Zach Rothenberger here. All right. See, this is the thing. You can always, when that first slides up, when it's like says the stream's about to start, let those last emotions out. It's like one last, throw up, before you jump in the car for those college kids. They don't understand that. But all right, but anyway, let's. Yeah, dude. All right, so we got a great show for everyone. It's Super Bowl special. To that point, Zach, we're gonna do it. We're actually gonna work out a little Sunday show. Mac's gonna jump on. Perfect. Max is going to jump on with us. There we go. I can't talk.
Oh, very nice. Perfect.
I know. All right, but dude. My tongue's spinning because I just want to get the hell through this show because I am upset. But I got to be a professional.
I'm upset for you, believe me. It's not who I wanted to see there, but I guess life goes on. I don't know.
But if the show goes on, we got to be professionals. And the thing is, I have to just stop crying because I've been crying for the show for the last 3 shows. We don't do that many shows, so that's like a lot of shows. That's a lot of weeks adding up. All right, so let's get into it. How you doing, by the way? A little banter, before we jump. I feel like we're always, great show, Zach. Let's do clickbait. How you doing, brother?
We're good, just busy, just a lot of things, moving pieces in life, and it's been busy. But I'm glad that we're here talking about sports.
Yeah.
Of the Super Bowl, who's in it? It's sports because I've actually been reflecting a little bit how this point last year, if we were just starting Super Bowl talk, we had Bryson on from the Chiefs experience, what's going on there. And, just reflecting on the good old SoundCloud days. And then, here we are now. We're on, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Well, it's fun. I was reflecting myself about Bryce in that first show because I was thinking about, they get another one? But the thing is, I love him like a brother, so I can say that. But
yeah.
But no, in a much serious note, you're right. It's been amazing. I can't believe how fast the year went.
I know it did, and it's kind of funny when you look back and it's like, wow, 2020, there was really no sports until towards the end of the year, and now it's like everything seems differently for the better.
It is crazy when you think about, oh, look at that. We love the chat. Look at that. The chat's giving us some love. And to that point, we love the chat. I feel like we don't, and that's on me. We don't give the chat enough love. Like we obviously we give them love in the chat and we appreciate them obviously, but we don't really give them love. Always number one fan, Irish Keyblade Master, Uncle Ricky, Joe P, Joe G, we got the whole crew. They're awesome. Always chatting in with us. Who obviously trust all the whole crew.
We love hearing their perspective because we're not right always by any means. So it's nice to hear different points of view.
And it's funny how birthday week falls. So it's since my cousin married Kate, but her husband John, but I almost want to say my cousin John because it's a family. We're Irish, but it's we're Italian. It's the same thing. So it's his birthday coming up this weekend. It was my Aunt Ronnie's birthday on Tuesday. She watches the show, and my buddy Drew. I don't remember if you met Drew or not. I don't think you did, but from Duquesne. But it was his birthday as well earlier this week on June or on Jesus. I'm thinking of Drew and yeah, where I was going there a little. Mm-hmm. I just want to get through this. It's funny because he's from Tampa. Well, he's not from Tampa. He's living in Tampa right now. And he was texting about the Super Bowl this week. And I was like, stop. I can't do it. Sure, stop. I can't do it. My heart's
you need to put an away message up on the good old AIM days that says, please do not talk about Super Bowl.
Can we invent that for text message, an auto response where it's thank you so much for your message. My heart is still broken from the playoffs. Please text me on February 9th or whatever after the playoffs have concluded. Regards, Karen. Something like that.
It's actually a really good idea. After big games or even during a game, I know for me, Eagles fans always used to text me during the Giants games, and they'd always talk trash. And I was I don't need to hear this right now. But
well, and dude, think about it, you could just imagine if you could set your phone with that with keywords, right? So you could set it for first down, second down, they should have went for it, all sorts of different things, touchdown. You could just set it all off so nothing gets through.
I know that would be great. That'd be great.
I know what a world we live in. And then you could obviously maybe have a burner phone for your inner circle that you're okay with texting,
Right.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Exactly.
But no, we really appreciate everyone in the chat and everything. It's great. But all right, let's jump to the show, right? It's been a great show. We've had a lot of fun in the first year. But let's get into it. It's funny. We know what the common denominator is from this Super Bowl and last year's Super Bowl. Packers aren't in it. How about that, Zach?
Well, the Giants aren't in it either, so same thing.
And we're gonna get to that on Show versus Street. Which to that point, let me tease the show. We got a great Show versus Street tonight, which we'll do later in the show. We'll obviously break down the Super Bowl as I've been just like doing a poor job of like working my way around to get to. We'll do clickbait obviously to kick off the show in just a second. And what else we got? Yeah, I guess just more Super Bowl chatter. And then, dude, I'm hyped. NCAA football's back. See, you know what I mean if you know that phrase, like that it's a code.
Oh, I know what you mean, and I have an interesting take on that as well. So we'll get to that. Yeah.
I'm excited. And real quick, just for anyone that's like, what the hell are they talking about? EA Sports announced that I guess do you know how, like, you're a business guy, like, do you know like what exactly that meant?
Oh, I'm sure NCAA and EA had to go through a lot of contract negotiations and legal, like, because the thing with NCAA sports games, they can't have like image and likeness of certain players at that point in time. I forget what the exact reason is, because they're students, I guess, and they can't make money off the students.
And probably because they're over 18.
Right, that too. So there's a lot of like legal stuff that goes behind it, but definitely cool that it's back. I remember playing that all the time.
And to that point, I was going to say, so EA Sports announced that NCAA football, they got the rights, as Zach was just saying, back to the game after 2014 was the last time they released a game. And even like then, it was starting to get choppy. Like they were really not releasing it on the reg, and it's cool to have that back. So we'll jump into that in a fun segment, even if you're not a video game person, even though we're on Twitch, so most people on that side are. But, YouTube and Facebook, right, we'll have making some fun for that. So anyway, we're not playing, by the way. We'll talk about it. But anyway, clickbait time, shall we?
Yeah, we might as well open up those books.
All right, yeah, it is. All right, you want to kick us off?
Yep. Didn't have to go too far with ESPN Plus magic.
I thought that today. This is a special one. This is a real. Oh, I'm sorry. I have feelings about this one, Zach. So please go.
Hey, Kieran, did you know that a redraft of 2020 NFL Draft? Does Justin Jefferson come up, get taken a little earlier now, knowing with his breakout season that he was going to have? And what about Justin Herbert? Is Joe Burrow still the number one pick? Like, all these hypothetical like redrafts is just such a waste of time, and I don't know why people even talk about it.
I hate it, and I'll double down why I hate it, because obviously most people are sitting there saying they hate it because it's not real, which is why it's clickbait. But not only is it not real, you have so many layers to that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and here's the thing: like, you can even go in the complete opposite direction. Look at Justin Herbert. He plays on the Chargers. They suck. Could you imagine if they were like he was on a good team? How good he could have looked last year?
Yeah.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because everyone right now saying, "Well, I still think it's Joe Burrow." What if he was on like Seattle or something like that, and he just balled out with DK Metcalf? Right? You have no idea. Like, or this is obviously I'm just throwing smoke up, but you know what I mean? Just saying, like, that's what drives me nuts about this. You can't just first of all, the redraft's stupid because, like you said, it's a waste of time. Second of all, it's even if you want to just pretend just to have fun with the article, it's still stupid because you have no idea how these players would still play in a completely different system, completely different scheme, completely different coaching staff, completely different depth chart. Like, it is the absolute worst junk on the internet. Sorry, I wrote that. I felt some type of way when you sent that over.
No, I agree. It's stupid, and it just toys with fan bases' minds, I feel like. Because it's like, oh, well, we could have had Justin Jefferson, but instead we took so-and-so. It's like, it's just dumb. It's all hypothetical. It's Super Bowl week, so why would you waste your time drawing? I'd rather read a story about, like, one of the offensive linemen's, like, history, like, story of how they got to the league, how they grew up in, like, some backwoods, like, blue-collar area or something. Like,
with substance, yes.
Yeah, some substance. Yeah, I'd rather see that than a redraft that doesn't mean anything.
No, I completely agree. Oh, look, we got Lauren in the chat too. We love it. Oh, let's go.
Hey, Lauren.
By the way, she got in a car accident yesterday, so we gotta send her. No, she's good. She's good.
She's good. All right.
Yeah. So and she went to the well, I got excited to make that joke, and I just completely threw up on myself. She went into the concussion protocol, but they cleared her today, so she's good to go. Everything's good to go. Yeah, she's good. Awesome. So she's listed as questionable, some neck spasms, but she's gonna be all right.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, good. So she might be out for 1 week, but she'll be ready to play. She'll be ready to rock and roll for your fantasy lineup next week, right?
Perfect.
So, yeah. All right. Do you want me to jump in?
Yeah. What clickbait we got?
You're gonna look at. Well, I got two, and they're both Philadelphia related, but in completely different ways. And honestly, none of them are like actually Philadelphia related. They're almost like planets in orbit around the sun, where it's like, I don't know. I'll just jump to the first one. All right. Well, I'll maybe get your clickbait off first because I'm an idiot and can't produce, but. why does anyone care what Malcolm Jenkins thinks about the Eagles? I mean, just in general, but the Eagles, right? They're a team that moved on from him. And to his point, there could be some sour grapes. Oh, by the way, I'm good. See, and she's healthy enough to leave comments. I'm just looking at that too. Yeah, look at that. We don't see like a little. Yeah, right. But anyway, with Malcolm Jenkins, I just he's got sour grapes in the organization. They paid Brandon Graham. They paid Carson Wentz. They didn't pay him. He was the odd man out in that group. So it doesn't and I don't even care what he said. Well, I guess I'm looking even what it says that the Eagles screwed up and let Carson Ziegler. See, exactly. It's so dumb. And then do you want me to keep going? Because I got another one here. So you can just pick everything apart. It's like me just throwing everything out, just all the slop out. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I actually like what Kevin Kincaid said just in response to this, because what he said is not clickbait. He was actually the one cleaning up the clickbait. And, I thought about it in this regard, Zach. You got to give credit to the people that get out there in the trenches and clean it up for us. Those guys deserve credit. It's one thing to find it, but when you see someone that's actually out there on the front lines cleaning it up, but it's this whole enamorment with I went to Temple in Philly, and Bruce Arians coached there back when the dinosaurs were out there tailgating with the fans, and Temple actually had a stadium in the 70s. I don't care. He coached there for a cup of coffee and then pulled an Urban Meyer and said he had health issues and then went off to coach some bigger, better things. This is almost in a weird way as a Temple guy. I'm like, this is pathetic. This is pathetic to me because I'm almost just you just want to cling on to something so close to exciting. You know what I mean? I'm just he doesn't care about you. And that's that point. I know he just is bringing a couple 7 to 10 people from the Temple circus to the Super Bowl at least that they announced. So and I'm not ripping him. And I guess my whole point is I'm just if you're a Temple, it's whatever. It's not a reason to root for. So I don't know. Am I just being a bitter old man in a 28-year-old body?
No, because that would be like me saying that I'm a Bill Belichick fan because he was our defensive coordinator when we won our first 2 Super Bowls, or that's like me saying that I like Sean Payton, because he was a coordinator on our staff at one point in time. Just because you have, as you went to say, just because you have a cup of coffee on our team doesn't mean that I'm a lifelong fan of yours or like you necessarily.
You went out for drinks. You didn't date. You went out on a date.
Right.
Yes. Dude,
it was a short
so perfectly. The Sean Payton and that was beautiful. Bill Belichick.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, As much as I appreciate his time in getting us those Super Bowls, I don't appreciate what he's done in New England with the whole Deflategate and the cheating scandals and things like that. So,
great. Actually, do you want me to break that out now?
Oh yeah, break it out.
So real quick, give a little tease. 3 days till the Super Bowl. I feel how much energy you have there, Kieran. Not much. All right, but anyway, no, I saw this. So real quick, but this is not the way I plan on this. Kind of backing into talking about the Super Bowl. But let's do it. Chiefs drama with the barbershop. I mean, this is wild when you really think about it. When you break this down, this is unbelievable. All the players that were. I mean, just look at Schefter's tweet that we're pulling up here. That there were 20 Chiefs players and staffers, including Patrick Mahomes, scheduled on Sunday to get a haircut from the barber that was a team barber. And you got to give the Chiefs credit and the barber credit. He was he was almost a part of the team in the sense that that's why they stuck to one barber and didn't let them all get haircuts different places. It's unbelievable. And then he tested positive for COVID, and then obviously the Chiefs, pulled everyone out and that whole thing. And then you did a great job, Zach, highlighting on the show on Monday just how. What was it? Who was it? Was it DeMarcus Robinson?
Yeah, so I was actually wrong on that. So because I read that from, it was either ESPN or NFL. They said that if you get in the protocol, you're done. But apparently they run tests on you. The COVID test. So DeMarcus Robinson and Daniel Kilgore at the center. But they said as long as they clear all the tests and everything, they'll be good for the weekend now.
And to that point, I wouldn't even say you were wrong because what happened was I think what it is if you are exposed, that's one thing. If you test if they tested positive, they'd be out.
They're done. Yeah, right.
So this whole I think the fact that they've been testing negatives is basically is obviously their only shot. But yeah, I mean, right? So to that point. I gotta pull this up because Joe, in talking about, you were bringing up the Tom Brady cheating thing, which I just thought was hilarious. Joe showed me this tweet that was hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure it's about a conspirasy about the barber.
The Barry Cochner tweet on Twitter. By the way, his the way he gets people to bite. Anyone that doesn't know, we'll go into another day about Barry McCochner's Twitter account, but It's basically a spoof of, actually, I had to explain because people are going to be reading this. I'm like, what the hell is it? So it's a spoof account where the guy will change his profile picture, and obviously you can see like his Twitter handles, like it's just like a goofy, like, and he changes it, like now it says like ultra weed hater, and like one time it was like super not racist person, like he had changed it to like all sorts of like super politically correct things, and then like, but he'll change his profile, and then he'll change his name out of Barry McCockner to like Adam Scheffner, and then put the exact same picture as Adam Scheffner and get people to bite. So like he did one on Rodgers retiring like 2 days ago, and like Twitter even bit on it. Was like reporters were saying Aaron Rodgers is retiring. Like it was hilarious. But to that point, so he tweeted out, it was, I mean, you can see it, but he was just saying Tom Brady after his Harper plane got foiled. It's like that meme with the Cavs on their knees. But yeah.
No, that thought did cross my mind too. You know, it's extremely conspiracy, but like, you know, it's fine.
Could you imagine if that happens? And like, let's say you die and then you find that out. Like, I would just be. I might die again somehow. Like, even though I'm already dead. Like,
oh, I know. That would be an ultimate, master plan.
All right, but let's actually, we'll be normal. Well, I'll be a normal person because you're already normal. So. Let's get. It's almost like, Kieran, can you just please stop like beating around the bush and like let's get to some Super Bowl chatters. All right, so it's 3 days away. You can see the NFL, tweeted out the graphic with Gronk spiking the ball. I wonder if that was against us in Week 6. Who knows? Whatever. All right, come on, Kieran, keep it together. All right, so Super Bowl's on Sunday, obviously. Here's the thing. I'm gonna punt it to you and just be like, look, I'm a jackass, right? Like I've been. Bitching and whining about the Packers and not being in it. And I've been a child the last week and a half. The show is owed an adult opinion for once and an adult mind to step out of the darkness and say something about this game. And I think you need to do it for all of us because like, what is I feel like we actually haven't even talked about the game in some regards because I'm just like, all right, we're getting there. Eventually we'll get there. Talking about, right? I mean, Tampa has a hell of a defense. The Chiefs, I saw a stat, they've won 25 of the last 27 games, Zach. It's a hell of a game. I mean, it's a hell of a game. So break it down. Like, let's throw everything in the stew and let's boil it in the Dutch oven. What do you think?
Yeah, I think one thing that I have to remind myself, because I'm the same level as you are, I think, of enthusiasm for the Super Bowl, and I don't know what the reason is. I think maybe it's because I'm depressed that football's about to be over for 6 months. But one thing I'm reminding myself is we're getting a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in the NFL at this point in time. And we have Tom Brady, who's probably, I would say, is the best quarterback to ever play in the game. So if you think about it that way of how special this game could be / should be when you have two talents and two players like that on the field. And even from a head coaching perspective, Bruce Arians is a great coach. Andy Reid's an awesome dude, awesome coach. Two great organizations, and I think I've been telling myself to take a step back and look who's on the field and enjoy this battle because we might not see something like that again or in the near future. Regardless of the Chiefs just won one and it's Tom Brady, he's already got like 20 of them. Besides that, I just it's almost like with LeBron. Like as much as I don't like him, you gotta kind of step back and enjoy his skill set and like be and recognize like how talented he is. That's kind of my view with this game with Brady, at least, and Mahomes too. And then, like you said yourself, the Bucs defense has been on fire. Lately. Jason Pierre-Paul is playing like how he did back in 2012 with the Giants, and nothing really seems to slow him down. It's pretty special, and Jack Barrett as well, obviously. And my thing with the Chiefs is like their defense all year long has been very mediocre, and then all of a sudden like playoff Spagnuolo comes out and pulls out all the stops, and now their defense is, I'd say it's almost on par to the Bucs. So,
do you want me to throw you just a big old juicy bone? Like, go get it, boy! Like this is it for you. We all saw the Super Bowl in 2007. The same defensive coordinators playing against the same quarterback. Like you were very personal with that 07 day and time. So please, I mean, make it all right. So right, I mean, obviously, I'm beating around the bush. Like right, so Spagnuolo was the defense coordinator for the Giants in 07. They knocked off the because to that point, like it's not just that he beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I mean, that was still undefeated. Like that was of all the because think about it, right. If the Patriots win that game, that goes down as like the greatest football team in history. Right, like they were rolling through teams. They were going to go 19-0 that whole get up, and obviously that Giants defense stopped them. That's the reason why they won that game, and you know that obviously.
Yeah.
But to that point, so what do you think about? I mean, and the thing is, I'm not trying to be that guy, right? Because I'm not like, hey Zach, guess what? I can find a stat from 13 years ago, or it's like, but does that mean anything? I know it's different personnel, different teams, different time, like different points in career, but like, is there anything about the mind versus the mind? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so for sure. There is. We basically, not to flash back 13 years ago, but the reason why our defense was so, why we won that game really was we were able to get to Brady multiple times. We sacked him numerous times. We couldn't sack him. We at least laid a hand on him, which now he might get flagged for. But we at least laid a hand on him and made him feel uncomfortable in the pocket, which is a pretty standard take and might be easy to do. But at that point in time, the Patriots' offensive line was like, for years they were the best in the league, and that was why Brady was able to be so good, no matter who his supporting cast was. Whereas the Bucs, do they have a good offensive line? Yeah, but it's not nearly what it was like for the Patriots back then. So I would fully expect Spagnuolo to dial up some blitzes and at strategic points in the game, obviously, because you can get bit pretty easily if you blitz too much, obviously, especially with the Bucs wide receiving group.
It's funny. I was just thinking, I wonder what Bruce Arians' record is against Spagnuolo. Or Andy Reid, too, to be honest.
That's a good.
I tried to find that stat. I didn't. I mean, maybe we'll do it for the Super Bowl special. Do you mind have you call in for like 5 minutes? You get like the Zach Collins or something like that. That'd be fun. Yeah, we got Zach from Glenmore. Like, how you doing, Zach?
There you go.
I want to get that so badly for the show. Could you imagine we had like a talk line?
We should. I've seen on some other podcasts is they have a line that you can call and leave a voicemail, and then the podcast plays the voicemail, and then they answer the question.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Giants podcast, that. By the way.
What's that?
It's a Giants podcast.
Oh, all right. Give it a shot.
I left a message in there. But
did you? You slid in some VMs?
It's about Jason Garrett, who ironically is going to be with us next year. But, yeah.
So he's going to be your offense coordinator again next year?
Yeah. Not to just get completely sidetracked.
No, please.
That came out today. That did come out today. That apparently he's returning next year to the Giants.
Okay. So, well, this is.
I'm fine with it personally. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is one more. This is like a short. This is the Mike Pettenford team where it's like he can stay all 1 year, like with the new coach, and then it's a little, I don't know about the next year, but they come back, but then that's it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have a long-term tenure, but we'll see. So.
All right, but that's it. Let's look at this. So there's a few stats I'm looking at here, right? There's so many streaks. I mean, you got the Chiefs who won 5 straight playoff games, and like I said, they won 25 and 27. And then you got, and that might be, and to be fair, I have to double check that stat. It might be with Mahomes and Reed because I can't imagine that stat's true with that Week 17 loss they had in a BS game that meant nothing where none of their starters played. But anyway, I could be wrong on that though. But if that's in the budget, that's incredible, by the way. But Tom Brady 10 Super Bowls, but the Bucs have won 7 straight. And what is they won 5 or 6 road games? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it was.
Now they're home. I mean, not that it matters. I mean, it's like kind of like
So, quick question. So if the Chiefs do win, do you think they go down as like the best football team of all time, considering that stretch that you're just talking about?
No, because the Patriots did that and more. True. I think what's interesting about the Patriots is how they did it in different spans, and that's, I mean, obviously it makes you gag if you're not a Boston sports fan, but like to that point, as just a general a gentleman to the game, quote unquote, right? Like that to me, I respect it, what they did, obviously, but no, to your point about the Chiefs, they're close. They're on the doorstep of. They're like the next round, and they're very much part of. Let's put it this way. The other team already teed off and is in the clubhouse, Zach, and these guys are right on there. They're birdieing each hole, and it's just like, well, I mean, unless they start boogieing the hell out of the rest of this course, like, yes, they will probably keep birdieing and catch them.
I think if the Chiefs win,
but this game doesn't do it.
Yeah, I think if the Chiefs win and then they win again, if they three-peat, then they are. But
yeah,
this is extremely hypothetical at this point.
I know. What are we getting? Clickbait out?
I know.
Come on now, get fun. Okay, JG's fishing rod's out there. I can go get it if you want to, start rolling the line out there for some bait.
Throw a little.
No, all right, but let's. Here's the other thing. When you think about that, let's throw this out there for a second. And I know this is kind of in the clickbait realm, if you will. Is how hot of a take this is. If the Chiefs don't lose that one game to the Raiders, they're basically undefeated right now. Like, how far away are they to being like the Patriots of what is '07 obviously, and now the Bucks are kind of the Giants role where they're the road warriors. It's actually a very interesting concept when you think about it.
That's a good point. Though I didn't think about it that way. And as much as I've knocked the Bucks for 5 of those 7 straight wins were against, I believe, losing teams, except for against the Saints and the Packers, obviously. But the way they made it there, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. And it's
what's the common denominator in that run?
Yeah.
You both won a Lambo.
So what I'm interested in, I know we talked about this before, and maybe it's not a story at all, is the fact that Tampa is at home. They're in Tampa.
Can I just? I know it might just be a pissant when I say this. I'm so tired. I don't know how this didn't slip into the clickbait realms. Maybe I'll use it on Sunday.
There you go.
I'm so tired of hearing about the stupid pirate ship and the cannonballs firing if they score. Who cares? I don't care. I literally don't care. And I know I'm obviously the most jaded person, but like seriously, if you're an actual football fan, what the hell does it matter? And like I actually thought it was stupid, and I think it's kind of like it's no. I was about to say I think it's kind of funny. I'm almost laughing at the fact that the Bucks tried to die on that hill trying to get the cannonballs like to fire when they score, like, and then like and the Chiefs were so passionate about not doing it. It's just like, what does it matter? They already scored. Like, there's no home field advantage. As long as they're not playing like third down, like and playing Chevelle or something at the top of like the speakers, like as long as that stuff's even keeled, like what difference does it make? And the best part is I don't care about any of it. I don't even know why I'm getting worked up about it, Zach. Because I'm pissed off the Packers aren't in the Super Bowl. That's why. Because I'm a child. I'm a child.
No, it is interesting, and you are right. The fact that the Buccaneers tried to get them to fire the cannons and the pirate ship and all that, it's kind of asinine to me. But
well, too, if they did, that Muppet Treasure Island thing would have been looking real sharp.
Right. Well, they said there's going to be 30,000 fans there at least, so we won't need a cannonball to fire to make it loud. So that's it'll be nice to have some normality, to the game with fans in the stands at least.
Yeah.
Hearing actual fans and not like
push
the button.
I don't know why I'm reflecting on that too. Like, is like maybe like not to be weird, like or be that guy like when your season ended a few weeks before. Like, did you feel this like sense of, damn it? Like like next year we'll be there in the stands for them. Like I'm excited about it. I want to be in the stand. Like we weren't here. Like I was joking around. I sound like a lunatic. I was saying to Joe's like, I felt like the fans were out for the season this year with like an ACL, if you will. Like you know what I mean? They had to be completely sidelined. Like either the Packers won the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be able to go to the parade. Like, there's no parade. Like, you know what I mean? Like and that was me like just being ridiculous. But I'm just I don't know. Did that pick you up at all?
No, it did a little bit. I'm hoping that next year you see either maybe not full capacity, but at least maybe 50%. I think you'll see some pretty cool stuff. I think Bills Mafia will be wild, that's for sure. So if we're allowed to go, I'd say we should go. But
I am excited for the schedule to come out just to see like when everything starts. I don't always love when that happens.
No, schedule release day is awesome because that's when you get you start thinking of like away games that you might travel to. You start thinking of like those certain cities you want to see or things you want to do. It's pretty cool.
And you know what? I'm looking at chat. They should have Tim Curry as the Buccaneer mascot for the Super Bowl. We can't have a better pirate than old Long John Silver.
They really should.
But all right, so real quick, just not to dive into the gambling circuits too hard, but all right, because we'll jump in out on Sunday. By the way, noon show on Sunday. That'll be fun. Yeah. Cool. But KC's -3. They were -1.5 last year in the Super Bowl. Over-under is 56 this year. It was 50. Excuse me, it's 52 last year. I like the over.
Did they say that's the highest over in Super Bowl history? Over under in Super Bowl history?
56 is?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Z-Facts.
All right, there you go.
But damn, no, I mean that's crazy. I mean that's like I guess I'm like really like that's. I mean 56 is obviously a high number. Maybe I just look at college football circuits too much, but it's gonna rain. I mean,
that's what I was saying. There's a 75% chance of like thunderstorms and rain, right?
Yeah. So let's pull it up real quick. And Doritos, congratulations, you found your way into the show tonight. I like Doritos though. But so it's gonna be scattered thunderstorms in the morning. I almost want to like do like a weather. I wish I had like the weather jingle in the background, like like just like scattered thunderstorms in the morning, partly sky skies. Yeah, but so it's a high of 75. slight winds in the morning, and then partly cloudy skies with a low in the 50s. Yeah, oh, sorry. And here's the part where always, when fans going to jump in and say that they love the weather and they wish that they had that weather. But gotta throw a zing in there. But anyway, so I mean, I don't think it's going to rain that much. I think maybe before they were hyping it up, like, oh, it's a rain game. But like, I don't think it is going to be as much.
Yeah, it's one of those deals like how it's like when they said there was going to be snow in Buffalo or snow at Lambeau, and it snowed that morning, but during the game there was really nothing coming down. So it's like, okay, it really wasn't technically a snow game, but okay.
Yeah, it's like the NFL analysts taking a bite out of the weatherman apple with with hyping it up and then nothing happening.
I know.
But all right, to that point, so rain's in the forecast. We'll see what happens. There was no rain the first time they met. It was 27-24. The Chiefs won, but I mean, really honestly, the score didn't reflect how not close the game was. It was a 4:25 game on CBS. It was a week 12. Yeah. What you need to know about it. So Mahomes was threw for 462 and 3 touchdowns. Brady threw for 3 touchdowns, he had 3 touchdowns, but he had 2 interceptions, and he was 27 for 41. So, I'm going to slip my wrist on this part here. Look, I feel like especially in the last 2-3 weeks, we've said things like, does the past matter? Does playing in the past matter? Well, I'll tell you what, it mattered a lot. Like, we said it didn't matter, and then look at last week. It mattered. Where the Chiefs just kicked the Bills' ass, and then the Buccaneers just rolled right over the Packers' offense, and they won, So, the Packers obviously lost. But it's that point. But no, I mean, seriously, basically, it's that point. We said that the script would get flipped. It did not. It stayed. And I guess why I'm getting so animated about this, it didn't just stay the same. Where it's not like the Packers lost the game 56-50 and Tom Brady threw for 7 touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers threw for 7. It was the Tampa defense is what changed that game, and the same thing for the Bills Chiefs game, right? Like Patrick Mahomes was good enough. The Chiefs offense dominated the pace of the game enough. The Bills could never really get that flow and go that they had a lot that brought them the success they had all the way up to that point. So, as I, keep going here, does that Week 12 game matter? I'm not trying to say it does, but I don't know. Was that just a mirage the last go around in the playoffs, or where are we with this?
No, I mean it definitely does mean something, right? Because those memories sting, and players don't forget those type of games, and the feelings they felt when they lost those games. So of course it's going to be in their head a little bit. And even from a game plan perspective, obviously, it's like playing a divisional team. How they do certain things and certain schemes and whatnot. And when you play a team like that and you win, you remember what you did right, what you did wrong, and the team you lost, same thing. So it does matter. And I used to always say that beating a team twice is hard. Well, we saw 2 teams do it the other week. So I don't know if I can say that again.
I know. I don't know what I mean. I'll be straight up with people, and I'll say it again on Sunday. It's not me hiding it for Sunday's show. I don't know what to think. I think that's also partially why I've been bashful talking about the game, just slightly. Obviously, it's more bitter grapes, but but truly, I'm. Here's the thing, right? It's the same script. I don't know how it goes, right? We tried taking a gander at it last time. We were wrong. Right? Spoiler, Zach. If Tampa Bay's defense gets turnovers, it's going to lean towards Tampa Bay. If they don't get any turnovers, Kansas City's going to win. Shocker. Everyone knows that. I don't know if they're going to get them, though. Because then you start jumping in the lines. Eric Fisher's out, but okay, well, maybe the Chiefs have a better quarterback. I'll be straight up with you. Patrick Mahomes is better than Aaron Rodgers, in this sense. Okay, I think maybe you could say it in general. That's fine if you want to say it in general. I'm not going to complain with you. But at the same point, I would even say in this moment, but that he matches better with that Tampa defense from an offensive perspective. And that's not me saying Aaron Rodgers is slow. It's not. Mahomes can move a little bit quicker. He just has that. He's younger. He's got 10 years worth of that one less step to get out of the pocket a little bit more. But that's everything. And the other thing is the Chiefs know they don't need to run. They can run. Andy Reid is. The thing about Andy Reid that I think is so beautiful about the sport of football is he can tailor an offensive game. He knows what the Bucs are going to do. They're fast. What pissed me off at the Packers, they tried to almost beat the Bucs in their own game, moving the ball laterally. I'm why are you doing that? They're fast. Andy Reid won't do that. He'll know exactly where to expose them, and then he'll just always. I feel like he'll be one step ahead this entire game. That's just kind of my take. I don't know. Just I could be wrong.
No, I agree 100%. I think when you look at the weapons that each team has on both sides of the ball, I feel like the Chiefs they outweigh what the Buccaneers have to offer. I really do. And you know how I feel like the cohesiveness that the Chiefs have with Andy Reid, Bieniemy, Spagnuolo, and just the overall game plan and how the players are like they're right in line with everything. And I noticed with the Bucks that Bruce Arians said how Brady sometimes calls the plays, coaches, and all that, which is all well and good. But because there's a little bit of like inconsistency there, like I wonder if that's a slight edge. I don't know, maybe.
I thought it was 2 weeks ago, but I was wrong. But no, I think you're. I think you're right. I mean, to that point, that's where I would say maybe that's a mirage 2 weeks ago. I think you're right.
Yeah, no, it's possible. I mean, one big thing with the Bucks and the defensive side of the ball, real quick, is they're getting Antoine Winfield Jr. back, rookie
That's big,
safety.
yeah.
And he's got 3 picks this year. He has a couple sacks to his record as well. And I don't know. I would expect a lot of shadowing of Tyreek Hill. Like they're going to need someone else to beat them, not Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek Hill took that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, you're actually getting me into this game a little bit more from just a sheer toss-up perspective of the matchup. About that, you want to jump a little football, like just normal football circuits?
Yeah, sure. I was backwards. That's what. So.
But no. I was gonna say, did you have one more thing you would add?
No, I was gonna say I was correcting myself. Winfield had 3 sacks and 1 interception, not 3 interceptions, 1 sack.
Oh, that's all right. No,
yeah, I just gotta check
look
myself.
At you, like clearing the stats, so clean that plate off.
That's right. Just gotta check myself.
And yeah, I'm just looking at. So I was reading the chat. Just obviously with Andy Reid's experience. Yeah, I could see the Chiefs winning off of that. But I mean, Brady's been 10 Super Bowls, so it's that's where I have no idea if we're to really, does experience matter? Does it not? Like that's the question, right? But I'll tell you, want to jump into a little NFL, just like general NFL chatter?
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you read by chance? I'll kind of put you on the hot seat here for a second because I didn't ask about this earlier. Did you read that LA Times article about like Jared Goff and that whole thing with him, like being shocked, like your typical like trade article?
I did not. I know that there must have been some salty feelings, that with Detroit, there's someone that's actually going to appreciate him. So
it's funny. I'm not, and this is not me taking a shot at Jared Goff because on the contrary, I actually think he was great in the article, and you see a lot of people do the whole salty thing. It was just very stereotypical. Like first of all, let me step back for a second because the biggest takeaway I got from the article was how much charity and community work he does in the LA area, which I mean, and he even said that he's going to still do that, which I think is just absolutely awesome. So you kind of get some credit for that. Right? Like people could just shut it down, right? Like and be pissed off they got traded. So just to give him a lot of credit for that. And no, I mean to that point, I thought he was great in the article. I mean, he was very sincere. He just said he was, he felt like it almost reminded me of like someone getting interviewed after getting like a semi-messy breakup where they're just like, look, I could tell something was up, I couldn't tell what it was, and but I'm ready to move on and just get on my life. Like, but at the same point, it was not like I'm mad. They even said like I'll always remember for like us making a Super Bowl run and us winning divisional titles. Like I had a blast and like I have nothing bad. It's like I'm just really excited to go to Detroit now. So I give him a lot of credit. I always roll my eyes because like everyone in the media has been like, good for him for taking the high road. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, like I mean, obviously I'm happy too, but it's just like okay, but like you don't have to also like give him a award. Like he didn't play that great. That's why he got traded. Like
yeah,
we're going to like hype him up now as a hero. Like
yeah, he's been pretty streaky to say the least in his career there. So like enough's enough. Move on, see what happens.
Right, and that's not a reflection. That's and to that point, I don't actually honestly, I don't know this has to do with him. It's more just the media. But yeah, I don't know. I mean. Did we really talk? I mean, we did a little bit. What are your thoughts on him going to Detroit real quick? Is that a long-term solution? I'll try to give you a rolling start on it.
I think it might be a long-term solution, with that contract for one that they're buying into, and because of his age, he's what's this? He just had his 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously has a long career ahead of him. I think. He knows what it takes to get to a Super Bowl. I mean, granted, he had a good supporting cast, so he knows what it took and the feelings to get there. So he's got some big game experience, which, no offense to Matt Stafford, I mean, he never had those big game experiences.
Nope.
And, I think when you look at ceiling, I think Goff still has a decent ceiling. I'm not saying he's going to be the best quarterback in the league, but I think he has the skill set and the opportunity to get to above where Matt Stafford was, at one point in time. So I think it's a long-term solution. I think it was a little bit of a lateral trade though. Like, I don't think you really had for the Rams. I don't think you had a significant upgrade. I think it's an upgrade, but I don't think it's a significant upgrade that everyone thinks it is.
It's funny too. I don't know why. As you were talking, it just hit me. I feel like this is like a Zach thing to find, like that would like piss you off a little bit. Did you see like Todd Gurley? Like I guess like jumped on like was on like an interview or whatever, just saying that he felt like Jared Goff has a lot of ball left, and I was like, oh, I could see that being clickbait because like it's just like, oh, look at that. The Trade Brothers are like, oh, like like anti-Rams.
Yeah.
You know?
Does he have a lot of ball left? He's in his mid-20s. I would expect him to. Like,
yeah.
like Jesus.
So well, I can make it worse for you. First of all, if I see one more Deshaun Watson, every day he's going to the 49ers, he's going to the Jaguars, and they're going to trade that first round.
Oh, he's going to the Giants too. I don't know if you heard that one.
Oh, really? Dude, he's going to the Eagles for Carson Wentz. Like, apparently, you know, right? Like,
right.
It's horrible. If you listen or watch our show, like, God bless you for all our sarcasm we throw out there, but no, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, the amount of times every single day, it's like the stock market. It's like seeing Doge on Twitter popping up. By the way, look at me. I'm getting the finance tweets, by the way.
I know. I see you shouting and throwing out the day.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. Literally, that's like you throw in like a 5-team parlay for like Pac-12 basketball and you wake up and it hit. And it's just like you see Elon Musk like tweeted out that everyone should get Dogecoin. You're like, yeah! Like, can we talk about the actual stock market?
Stock market?
The stock market. I was like, mom, for box of quarters. But I mean, I'm excited. You see, I'm all giddy. I have a big sister. First time smiling in like 3 weeks. But dude, it's fun. It's like gambling. It's like you check it like a score, and then it's like, God damn it, the stock's down. Like, come on, like, yeah, it's like no different than betting on like Montana State or something.
Yeah, or like, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, Coppin State, you know, day game or something.
Yeah.
I was actually on the opposite end a little bit. So with the whole push on GameStop, and there was those other stocks like American Airlines, for example. So I, like a normal, you know, person, invested in American Airlines months ago, and then now all these people invest, and then they throw the restrictions that you can only. So it went up to $25. No, I don't.
Are you getting restrictions though? I mean, you're just saying in general.
No, like, I had the stock way before, and then everyone on Robinhood bumped it up to $25, and then everyone laid the restrictions down. You can only buy a certain amount of shares, and then because of that, it lowered the price back down. You know, because people were selling or they weren't able to buy. So great, thanks.
It's hanging. Yeah, I know you're saying now.
Yeah.
See, it took me a second.
It's all good.
I almost want to check dude, I gotta get you on the Doge crew.
What is that, crypto or Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's crypto.
See, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Oh, you think I know anything about any of this stuff? Like, but I will say this. You know what? This is a camp shout out real quick. And I don't even know if you watch this or listen to our podcast, but I'm pretty sure it was one of the Salinos retweeted. I just saw it that morning. I just saw, like, if you're like, one of them retweeted something that popped up on my Twitter feed. It said, like, if you want to make money, like, buy, like Dogecoin or Dogcoin. Doge is a symbol. I can't talk. And I was just like, yeah, what the hell? I looked at my Robinhood account. I had like $100 like buying power, like just throw in there. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna screw it. Like, I like checked like an hour later, and it was like, and I was like, wait, but what? And then I would like joke and tell you, like, I would like that night I was like a little kid, like it was like the first time like I've ever like made money in something. I was like, oh my God, it's going up. But yeah, all right. We don't need to hear about my first of all, if you listen to my stock tips, you're gonna go right down the toilet because I have no tips. Like I'm like,
well, you got the Doge. You're on the Doge train, so.
Yeah, but I'm like a kid that just found like 2 pennies on the floor of the mall and just threw them in the fountain, and then like walked out the door, and someone was like, "Lollipop," and you're like, "Yes, my day's already improving." It's like, okay, like it's not. I mean, sure, if you really want to believe it is, but like it's not really in the long run. But all right, let's get to let's do it. I'll say our days did improve though this week, Zach. I'll tell you real quick. Do you want to talk Carson Wentz though? Before I was going to jump, that was my little way of getting into NCAA football. But you want to do? We always do a little teaser real quick and talk Carson Wentz.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So did you see the whole Rapport tweet out?
I just saw that. I guess that teams have been inquiring about him. Is that right?
And that the Eagles are going to pick up the phone. Like,
oh,
like what the hell does that mean? But you know, it's funny. Actually, to that point, I thought Jeff McLean had a really good tweet out that cleared it up, and it's funny because he said this actually means the Eagles plan on dealing Carson Wentz, want to create the illusion to gain some leverage. Does that mean that they'll be able to? No. Still a lot to iron out, and they're still willing to take it on the chin, lack of compensation, eating some of the contracts. So my hunch is they're going to move on from him. That seems like that's the general tide on Twitter this week. Although I think there's been a lot of fans, which I rightfully, and I kind of agree with them, that have been like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, don't do this. Like can we just see how this goes one more year? Like, if I was the Eagles personally, and not to, I mean, we talked about this a million times, and like I feel like we're being clickbait monsters with this, like this whole Carson Wentz thing. But I think you got to see it out of your Nick Sirianni, right, Zach? Like, how do you not like? He's you see what he can do. I don't know. Even if he is an egotistical, like, fine, he's a quarterback. Like, what difference does it make? Like, he could still win you games. Just cross the wires correctly.
Completely agree, and it's up to Sirianni to change that culture and change that that image perception and try to bridge that gap that there is right now and to build that relationship back with Wentz. And it's from both sides and from the top down, the GM obviously. I think you got to ride it out. I mean, if I'm an Eagles fan, like I'd want to see it. I need to see it play out. You can't just trade him, in my opinion. Love him or hate him or whatever, but I think you got to at least give him like 4 or 5 games next year and see what happens.
And not to be like throwing like another like bowling ball into the mix here, but it's just like, did Jalen Hurts really show you that much that makes you say, yeah, we can get rid of this guy? Like, no.
Right. If Hurts went out and was Patrick Mahomes, like, sure, but he wasn't. So
no, exactly. So
and even at that point, we saw Bridgewater go 5-0, right? Or we saw Kyle Allen win 5-0, or who was it that went 5-0?
It was Kyle Allen for the Panthers, yeah.
Yeah, they went 5-0, and then all of a sudden, boom. So you know what? Even if he did win those games, you still don't know.
Well, it's funny you mention the Panthers, like basically like that actually being the Washington football team in general. Like, because I actually have a list of quarterbacks like Alex Smith, Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock, and there's more, but like Jimmy G, like, but like what does it mean? They're all in this weird purgatory, right? Where it's like the team might not trade for a quarterback, might not sign a quarterback, might not draft a quarterback, they might draft a quarterback, they might sign, like, right? There's so many possibilities, and they could stay put, but they probably won't. Most teams don't. So and rightfully so because of the record the previous year. But right, like look, a guy like Drew Lock, for example, it's like he may be right, like he might not be. Weren't we just sitting here like 8 months ago, be like, Zach, is Drew Lock good? Right? You know what I mean? Like right, like and here we are. So it's like there's these like purgatory quarterbacks where I sit there and I think like that's kind of what I'm interested to see watching this offseason. I'm like, how many of them stay? How many of them go? Like I'm probably gonna be way off in all my projections. Like but like I don't know where it's gonna leave us.
Yeah, I almost think that there might not be as much action as we all think or hope there would be. I think that I think there's several decent quarterbacks in the draft that I think are going to fill the void for a lot of those teams instead of seeing trades like Darnold, Garoppolo, whoever else that's on the market right now, which is there's a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we only see maybe Deshaun Watson move and that would be it.
Yeah.
But I mean that's boring. But obviously, I think everyone wants to see the NBA offseason where there's 5 big trades or things like that.
But the thing is, I feel like we've been saying it. Like the NFL's not the NBA, but it's becoming like I'm not saying it's becoming now. I'm saying where it's just like it's becoming as interesting. Like there's a lot of movement. There's a much movement.
Well, it's been interesting to me because my team hasn't been in the playoffs, so where we actually didn't need to do anything. So yeah, but
I know. I'm a Marlins fan. We didn't sign anyone this offseason. I get it.
Yeah. So, but no, it's exciting because as football fans, whether your team is 0-16 or 16-0, it's exciting to hear some type of football news because that's we live and breathe obviously. So any type of news is exciting.
Yeah. No, it's first of all, how excited were you about the NCAA football news? Should we do that? Is it time to do that segment?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, so I guess I'll run it out real quick. So EA Sports tweeted out earlier, I think it was on Tuesday, that college football will be coming back. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty hyped, dude. But I mean, it's like I'm trying not to be a kid and be like, I'm gonna play it all the time. So I'm like, all right, Karen, you're 28 now, so like let's move on. But this is exciting, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be your grouch. I'm one of
Oh
those
no.
people. It's exciting. It's exciting that it's coming back for sure. But I'm one of those people that if I see it all over social media all the time, I get infuriated and it makes me hate it. Okay, so
Did you play it?
I did. Oh yeah, I played it growing up. But
Okay.
so like the Bernie Sanders memes. Like I saw 3 of them and I was like, all right, that's enough. And I saw 50 every day for 2 weeks, and it
I can
irritated
give
me.
you that.
So so with the NCAA thing, it was a similar deal. We're like, all right, okay, we get it. The NCAA new football game. Like I saw the picture of it literally 100 times probably in the first couple hours that news broke. And I was like, all right, guys, I know. Like I don't need to keep seeing it. So yes, I think it's great and I'm excited for it. But it also annoys me that it's been flooded on my phone.
It's a little overhyped. I know what you mean. It's a little overhyped, but I am pumped. I mean, I love that ESPN broad, like the whole college football get up that they have. It's always, I don't know. I just feel like. Oh, sorry, I said.
It brings back some nostalgia too, because like you
Yeah.
play a game and it reminds you of like a certain point, in your life when you're like, you're in middle school, you're in high school, you really don't have any responsibility or any worries, you're not cynical like we are now, or at least me. And
No, I'm the same way.
and it's a good little like mental escape. So I would absolutely love to play it. I probably won't buy it because I don't really play video games that much. But if you had it, I'd come over and play.
I might get it. That's
Yeah.
one I might get. But I mean, just strictly for the mascot games. You remember those?
Oh, those were cool. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
I always like the storylines, and it was the same thing with Madden, where they do like you could be a team and do a season, and they always do like but here's one knock I will have. So you know me, I like Army football, right? So I would do seasons as Army sometimes, and I would win. Like I'd go like undefeated and be playing like a national championship game in a season. In my head, I'm like, this is awesome. I love Army football, but in my head also, I'm like, I'm a realist. I'm like, is this even that realistic though? Like, not
Oh,
really.
see, I think that's what makes it fun. There's a million teams to pick from, and then the mascot games make it. I mean, the Christmas trees running around for Stanford.
Yeah.
I mean, how fun is that? I mean, then they got like the Syracuse oranges out there. No, but I mean, actually, to that point, that's why I like it better than Madden because, like, I want to be the Packers. Everyone's like, oh, let's be random. Like, but if I'm the Packers, I'm like, well, you can't. You Aaron Rodgers. That's not fair. Which just makes sense. But like with college, it's like I'll be Temple. I know they're like ranked 48 overall in this game, but like, let's have some fun with it. Like, it's like.
Yeah, you know what they should do, and maybe they are doing this, but maybe it messes with that image and liking this thing. They should have like just say you want to be a certain team from a certain year that had Saquon Barkley. Like Penn State, they should have Penn State team 2019, 18, 17, like the last 10 years maybe stack it up so you can choose.
I think they had that like, at least in one of the games. Like you
go back, like the dynasty or
the dynasty teams.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine put Saquon in it? You know they're gonna. I could almost see them not doing it this year and then next year like pumping it up.
True. I think they're going to see really good sales this year with it.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I will. You know, at that point we should almost look their stock.
Yeah, EA, right? Because they're publicly traded, aren't they?
Yeah, let's take a look real quick.
So you're getting stock advice.
Yeah, I'm going to call it advice. I mean, you could, just like you got Kieran's gambling advice. I mean, that hasn't been so good on the show in recent past.
It's 138.
Is it?
138.
It dropped a little bit today, huh?
It did.
So its 52-week high was 150. Its 52-week low. Let me see last week. Wow, it actually dropped this week.
Which maybe it was their earnings.
Yeah. I have absolutely no idea. I just look at it like, wow, man, the bar graph went down. That's a line graph. It's not a bar graph. Jesus. All right, but anyway, let's do a little show versus street. I'll get on my own street here, back to my own neighborhood here in the sports chatter.
You want me to ask you first, or would you like to ask me?
I'll tell you. Dude, it's up to you.
I'll ask you since it's related to Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Let's get it out of the way, please.
Rip the Band-Aid off. So the Super Bowl, obviously, you get the best team from the AFC, the best team from the NFC are come together and clash to win the grand prize. So, I mean, the two best teams in the league are playing Sunday, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do the show. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you have to look at it. Well, yeah, duh. I mean, you just pointed out the team that won the NFC and the team that won the AFC are the Super Bowl. But no, I think when you the Bucs defense has been stellar and their offense, obviously, with Tom Brady has been really good. I think it's a maybe. People can judge me for saying I'm anti-Tom Brady, which I'm not, but I can get why you might say, like, oh, well, like, their offense was good too. I'm like, no, their offense has been solid. Like, basically, their offense is pars and their defense has been birdies. That's how I would look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, there have been no bogeys, and that's why they're so good.
Yeah.
Like, right, there maybe haven't been as many Eagles as some of the other teams that have. Where like, whoa, look at that! Like all season long, like the Packers offense, like things like that, right? Like the Bills offense, like there's teams that were really the Ravens, like that were really sexy, but they're here, right? Like they're good, like they don't make mistakes, they don't beat themselves, right? So yeah, I mean that's why they're there. Like there's a reason why you're there. They had to win 3 games on the. If you're the Bucs, you had to win 3 games on the road. How you're not supposed to deserve to be there? And if you're the Chiefs, I mean. You're the defending champs. You won both games. The Browns and the Bills were probably the 2 scariest teams I thought in the AFC playoff picture, and they beat both of them with no fans. And we can say, "Oh, we want an Arrowhead." There's no fans there. I'm right. I mean, there's some. I mean, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not like the typical 100,000 people screaming and ringing off the the corridors of the building. So I mean, I just think that I mean, from a show perspective, yeah, absolutely.
Well said. Now I want to hear the street perspective.
No, you don't. No one does.
You're halfway there. You're halfway there.
No, I'll keep it short. I think I kind of just because I almost in a weird way have been whining about it all the last week and a half. No, I mean I think what sucks is I always spin it back to my friends in Kansas City that all texted me the last week and a half, being like, "Thank God you guys lost," because like I did not want to play you, and I'm just like, "Of course you didn't!" Like we played so bad that one game that of course they haven't beat us. Like, are you? They're not a bad team. Like. So that's what hurts the most. We threw up on ourselves. We were really Eminem in the beginning of 8 Mile, not the end of it, and that's what sucks. But you know what? That's the reality of it. That's why it's a tournament. They weren't good enough that day. They lost at home. They had everything in front of them. They lost. But it sucks. At the same point, like just because they lost that game doesn't take away that they're an awesome team and a great team, and like that's almost what kills me. I'm like, I don't want to look back on the season because all it makes me do is remind me that they probably should have won the Super Bowl, but like. Not anymore. Like it's over. So yeah, sorry. All right.
No, I completely agree because the for better or worse, the thing with football, even with a lot of sports, it's a game of momentum, obviously. So if you get hot at the right point in time, you can go on a run. Like the Giants, did, for example, and other teams have done too, obviously, and like the Bucs are doing right now. You get on a run, and you win the deal. Whereas the best team in the league, especially during regular season. You fall in a situation where you said you throw up on yourself, but
Yeah, no, it sucks. And that's what. And we go back to talking about like series and single eliminate. All right, let me ask you yours. We get sidetracked some more if I keep talking. But let's keep it the Super Bowl circuit, Zachy. I'm gonna throw one at you. A hot slider across the plate,
baby.
It's not baseball. The Giants can be on this stage a year from now and be playing in Super Bowl weekend. You're a Giants fan. They had some growth this year. True or false, they can make it on the stage this time next year.
Yeah, so my show take would be while any team has a chance, it's very rare to see a team have a losing record multiple years in a row and then all of a sudden make it to the Super Bowl, let alone win the Super Bowl. That's my show take. All right.
I love how good, short and sweet and to the point it was.
It's not even that. It's just, the Giants did show a lot this year, obviously. But there's still some holes they have to fill. And I think some other teams are a lot closer than they are. And the Giants, need to, like I said, fill those holes. And if they could somehow get on a run, sure, but most likely not. And that's the show take. Now, my street take, similar to what we just talked about, how, it's a game of streaks where you get hot at the right time and anything can happen. So I wouldn't discount them at all. And I think even though they finished 6-10, I think they probably had the best culture of a losing team that I've seen in a while. It had formed in front of our eyes this year, especially, me and as a Giants fan, you see living in a world of doom for several years, and you see something happen that reminds you of the Tom Coughlin era, you start to feel that culture's back. And the fact that they kind of gained that culture, even though it was a losing season, I think it's promising, and I wouldn't rule out anything. Of course, like I would love to see that as a on the street, and I absolutely think they could for sure. I mean, they have the foundations there. They just need a couple of little things to click, and they'll be there. I think the second year under Judge will be really helpful. I think a big thing we kind of hit on earlier. So Jason Garrett coming back. A lot of people hate it, but I like it, and the only reason why I like it is because if he leaves, then you have 3 offensive coordinators in the first 3 years of Daniel Jones' career. He has no.
I agree with that.
So I'd rather die on the hill of Garrett a second year with Jones for his second year, and then if you don't see Jones improve, there's no more excuses.
And I'll even jump in real quick. Would you add that that's like maybe a reason why everyone's like all pissed off like this? Oh, gee, I knew he sucked in Dallas, and now he sucks here. Like first year. Like, yeah. I mean, how much is to play in that?
Oh, there's a lot, I think, and especially the first year where you physically meet your quarterback until probably like a month, maybe prior to the league because of all the COVID restrictions. A lot, and everything had to face that. The uphill battle this offseason. And even for Jason Garrett himself, having to adjust from being the guy in Dallas who had Kellen Moore call his plays and did a great job at it, and now he's in New York calling plays on his own, essentially. It's an adjustment for him, and I'm not trying to stick up for him, but I think everyone needs to calm down on the he needs to go train. Like, I understand why you say that because some of his calls were questionable, but if he goes and if Daniel Jones struggles still, then there's an excuse to say, oh, well, it's his third offensive coordinator in his third year. I'd rather know that Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. Legitimately, which even then doesn't make him a bad quarterback, but like the signs would say, all right, maybe we need to move on if he does have a third year that he can go for again.
You think he is, by the way, a good quarterback?
I think he has potential, and I think he showed growth this year. And I think if he can build on it, then I would say he's a good quarterback. But right now, he has a lot to prove, in my opinion. I think his threat on the run is great. We haven't had that really ever.
I was going to say, I think there's enough good in his game to not like make you believe he's not bad, but there's been enough bad that makes you wonder, is he good? Like they're like it's somewhere in the midst of that. Like there's that bubble, and it's like so. But that bubble bursts. So that I think that's what's interesting about next year, right? Because now this is his last year. Well, he's young. It's like no. Like all right, like we're done with that now. Like you got to take care of the football. Like and if your numbers drop a little bit, but you take care of the football, that's everything. Throw for 100 less yards, but turn the ball over less. Like
I'd rather him throw for like 3,500 yards, but have half the amount of turnovers. Because if you do that, we're winning games.
Exactly.
He single-handedly cost us games last year because of
I know, but he also had some really good play. That's where I don't know. I really have no idea. Every time I think I don't know, man. Then I'm just like, and dude, and I meant what I said when we saw him live. I thought he looked good.
Yeah, like live, he looks decent. Seeing him live a couple times, he looks better than what Josh Allen looked live last year. But Josh Allen just made a huge improvement.
Yeah, he really did make a leap.
Yeah, big time. So
big leap.
I don't know. He's too hot and cold right now. Just be consistent. Don't turn the ball over. Just be an Alex Smith.
It's funny. We're getting in the chat too. What are your favorite Super Bowl foods to eat? You got one?
Ooh. I love ordering like an 8-foot hoagie. You have the family over and stuff. Obviously, just cut up some hoagie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And it doesn't kill your stomach the next day.
No, it doesn't. No. What about you?
Wings do. Wings. Well, wings guy. You want a story time?
Yeah.
You really want it?
Mm-hmm.
Senior year, City View Pizza. Junior year. So I went to Temple University. City View Pizza was the move, Zach. They had a 2-pie 40-wing special for like $30. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. A college deal. So we order it. Comes delicious, right? We go right through the pizza. I'll go through a very long story short. Some of our friends that friendly with were in our building drinking for the Super Bowl. We were not. And we went over to their apartment to, chit-chat about, day and whatever, and we're hanging out. And then our food came, so we said, well, you come down, eat some food before you go to your other party. We're going to chill here and watch the game. So they come down. We're eating our pizza. That giant tub of wings are on the island, which is right by the door next in our apartment.
Oh, no.
So we eat or I guess it was more like a carton. It wasn't a tub. It was more horizontal than vertical. It's important to understand that because since that point we finished our pizzas, or one of the pizzas. So they leave and they're like, by the way, when we're they say we're on our way out. Do you want to? Or I'm acting like I'm in the group. I can't tell stories. As they were leaving, they say, "There we go. Do you want us to take this empty pizza box out?" So I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great." So they leave, turn around. We're like, "The hell, the wings." They Trojan horsed out the wings, Zach. So we didn't have any wings for the Ravens 49ers Super Bowl.
Was that an accident or was that their plan?
No, it was because I texted him. I was like, did you not think we were gonna know you stole our wings on the counter?" And then they were just like, "No, we didn't take them." I'm just like, "But you did, 100% did. Like, they're not here anymore. Like, you were here, you left with a pizza box, and you scurried out of here with a pizza box like this, like." And then they're like, "Oh, sorry, I guess we did take them accidentally." And I was just like, "All right, I'm not gonna say what I said, but yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's just college antics. It's all good."
Okay, I'd be pissed.
I know, but pizza is the move. That's
pizza's a solid one.
Pizza's good. Cheesesteaks are good. Chinese food's good. Anything's good. That's kind of what I love about the Super Bowl. It's like the national, besides Thanksgiving, it's like the other day where you can just eat, and everyone's like, "I ate a lot,"
and it's acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good. And the next day, the day after, should be a national holiday, right?
It really should. I mean, or at least a half day or something, a late start, 2-hour delay, something.
I mean, it's a crime. And it's just like toying with us that President's Day is like the week after. It's like, just get the week together. But I think that's what they're going to do if they add a 17th game into the schedule next year for teams. I think that's the end game with that.
I like that.
Yeah, right? Well, did you like Show vs. Street?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, do you like that?
It was good.
Because I was thinking about it. I was like, it's a little personal night. Do you think it was?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was a little.
It's good to get a little personal jab, because that's.
I was thinking. I just thought it was a little too. I don't know. I thought it was a little too cranky about the Packers. Is this my last show to bitch about it?
I'd say Monday would be your last possible.
Okay. Oh, dude, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because I was going to say I think I might have one more last burn in me, but okay, I appreciate that. So I don't know though. It's Mojo Monday next Monday, so
true.
And you hyped for Monday? Big show, real big show.
Yeah, it is. We got a special guest, right, Karen?
Hell yeah! Oh, we got Mike LaRosa from the director of brewing for Neutral Brewery coming on, and it's funny because after packing in all those LBs, you want to throw back a couple beers on Monday just to get over maybe the Super Bowl hangover. But so Neutral Brewery, which is located in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, their director of brewing is coming on, and he's actually from our hometown, Downtown, Pennsylvania, which is really exciting. So we'll have Mike on to talk all about their brewery, and it's, I mean, dude, I mean, if you just watch our show religiously, you probably, handing like, "Oh, by the way, Neutral. It's that good. That's all I drink."
It is really good.
And so you had the Broken Heels. Do you have any other ones?
No, that was the only one I've had, but it was delicious.
Oh,
I think I had a couple, so it wasn't a one-hit wonder.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have some. Oh, did you? Couple went back that day.
It was good. Yep. I was probably drinking in my sorrows away from the Giants, but it was good.
I can empathize with you there. I can. But yeah, so we'll have Mike on the show. So make sure you tune in. And we'll obviously do our Super Bowl chatter too as well. So we'll have Mike on at 7:00 on Monday. We'll recap the Super Bowl after that. But and at that point, we'll have a lot of, if you want to, stay in tune with our announcements and stuff, make sure you follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit @_get sidetracked. And then, audio episodes, Spotify and iTunes for all that fun stuff. Hey, if you're shoveling in the Northeast or, whatever, Midwest, you can download them. It'll be a good time. And then check us out on Twitch for the video episodes. Follow us to the heart to the left, subscribe to the right. Free with Amazon Prime, as I always say. And then YouTube. Yeah. There's no excuse for that one, Zach, because it's free. It's free. You just got to put your email in. It's free. There's highlights, clips. That one's, I feel like it's a lot of fun. You can interact with the show in some different ways there. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're feeling even more crazy for Sidetrack stuff, you can always go to the store, check us out. We have all sorts of cool gear. You can see we have everything from tote bags to T-shirts. So, you can definitely get lost on that site and check out all the cool stuff on the Sidetrack website. But yeah, here we are. Right. I appreciate you giving me Monday, by the way. I don't feel like I'm myself. I know. Well, it's tough, isn't it?
It sucks. It's one of the worst feelings in the world.
Well, it's crazy. I didn't even think about that Super Bowl I was bringing up with the wings getting stolen. That was you lost. That was so you know what it feels like.
What? Which
But you know I'm an
Super Bowl?
idiot.
No, that was we lost in 2001.
Wait, so you beat the 49ers in 2011?
Yeah,
I was thinking they beat you in what 13? Damn it! All right, so so you had a pretty good time in the NFC Championship game, huh?
knock on wood, we're 4-1 in it. So
Oh, that's fun. I'm actually 1-4. How about that?
wait,
That's fun.
4-1. We're 4-1 in Super Bowls. Sorry, I don't know the NFC Championship record off my head.
Oh, that's actually what we are too.
What's that?
That's what we are as Packers too. Yeah, 4-1.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there's some mojo to take us down the weekend.
Yeah.
Jay, anything to take us down the weekend? Is there any? Well, dude, I actually hate myself for not bringing this up. I love the Waste Management Invitational. If you're not a football person,
and they have fans. They actually have fans. Some, not all fans, but there's partial fans there. So there's a lot of good golfers there.
the crowd sounded good, and at the was the 13th hole. Is that what it is, or 15th?
16th.
16th.
Yeah, something like that. But it was cool because it was nice to see some fans like react to a nice chip or a putt, and it's cool. And there's a lot of really big name players from Rory McIlroy, Andrew Puffley's up there, a bunch of those guys.
Yeah, no, it was a good crop of players out there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
one thing I will, since I won't be on Sunday, I'm going to do my Super Bowl prediction.
Oh, dude, yes, absolutely.
So we're going to go 31-23 KC.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's going to come down to, like, towards the end, Brady's going to need to go and get a point conversion to tie it.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here. Is it 31-23, and is it a good game, or is it like 31-10, and then it somehow sneaks its way up to 31-23, and then they get one last shot, but it's just like, I mean, they had to get everything going for them.
I think the Bucs are going to come out slow, honestly, because
so a week 12, basically a carbon copy week 12.
Similar, I would say. Like I think because this, again, not to be this person, but I think because they're playing their home stadium, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to like get hyped and have that full experience of traveling to the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So I think they're going to start off slow. It's going to be a reverse role where the Chiefs are hot and the Bucs are slow. But then I think come like halftime in third quarter, I think it's going to get close. I think towards the end there's going to be a missed extra point for the Bucs, and the Chiefs. It's going to come down to 8 points.
The Chiefs are winning this game.
I think so.
I think so. I don't see them losing.
Like I think Chiefs money line is the move.
Was it? I have it in my notes. Was it 186?
Yeah, probably something like that. So it's not like the most appetizing number, but it's the number you should take because I think
sometimes why it's the most. It is sometimes because it's like, how do you take that? It's like because they're gonna win,
right? Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
I'm pumped. I love it. And we have some prop bets. I know you're swapped, so I can do the prop bets this weekend if you want.
Yeah, we'll roll some out.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, right. Dude, you're the best. I feel like. Do you have your stat, by the way, for the NFL season? How good you did on your picks?
I didn't keep track of it.
It was good though. You even got it. It was pretty. It was awesome. I was about to curse.
I was pretty happy with it, but it could be better. Could always be better.
I know that. Packers season could have been better, Zach.
So
but hey,
30 other teams. So
yeah, but that's why you bet on Zach's picks because that'll always take you home if your team can't.
We'll see.
But also, yeah, all right. So we'll be back. It's funny. I was about to say we'll be back on the air on Monday. So we'll have a bonus show at noon. We'll stick to the social media circuits. We'll try to aim it at noon. We'll see how the day goes. But yeah, we'll be on the airwaves at noon on Sunday for a little Super Bowl special. And yeah, and then obviously check us out on Monday at our normal scheduled time for the New Trail interview and then the Super Bowl recap. But we hope everyone has an awesome week.